tortillas to keep out the sun. Some live on rice and some live on potatoes or waffles, falafels, and hamburger buns. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. All right, let's go back to Amsterdam. Amsterdam, Disneyland, Tel Aviv. All the miles across. When we light the candles on the Sabbath, sharing the prayer in one of our hearts. Da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-da. Read us some verse. Is that the whole song? Yeah. Is that we can do it. Let's do it. Guys, we will invite you back for more songs as the service goes along. How about now? Yeah. Okay, Shabbat is this time when we get to spend an extra time together. Like what's happening here, where we're sitting by our friends and family, right? That's what we celebrate on Shabbat, is the extra time where we can be with our friends and family. So we sing these next words, and it means so let's celebrate Shabbat, and then we say to each other, Shabbat Shalom, the words we started our service with. So when you hear those words, turn to your friends, to your family, and keep wishing them the Shabbat Shalom. Now lyrics you guys know. Do that again. Take that Shabbat deep breath, you guys. Deeply together, the end of the week, when we say Shabbat Shalom, may that Shabbat peace and rest and wholeness come to you. Ready? Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Do that again, just to get as beautifully as you can. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. One of the things that I love about Shir Tikvah so much is that wherever we are as a community, it is home. Whether it's at the Ambrose School, whether it's in this beautiful backyard looking over Wedge Pond, whether it's in our sanctuary on the Temple camping trip, running into each other at grocery stores, restaurants, on the sidewalk, which I know so many of us do. It's home. It's home in our hearts. Exactly. And on the plane, right, some of us have run into each other on airplanes, going back and forth from Chicago. It did happen today. But in this prayer we say, Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekinah, that presence of God that is with us when we're together. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. So make sure to always be that home for us. Just repeat after me. Ready? Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekinah, holy name. Now together we say, when I call the light of my soul, I come home. All right, add in some harmonies this time. Baruch Hu, Shekinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. All right, let's do it one more time, really strong. Baruch, dear one, Shekinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Say, listen, Shema, listen, listen to how our voices come together. Listen to how our lives are connected. Listen to how we are connected to this beautiful world. Listen to how it is all echad, how it is all one. Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. I'd like to tell you a story. It's a story of a very wealthy man, a nobleman even, who lived hundreds of years ago. He was very concerned about his legacy. Do you know what a legacy is? Yes. Popularity. Popularity? Yeah, like what people say about you. What else? Eddie, what you got? What's a legacy? Yeah, what people leave behind, how they remember you. Exactly. Yep. Do you have more to add to that idea? Oh, it's like what's expected of you, like what people think of when they think of you. That's a great point. So all of this man spent all of his time worrying about this. And he was really worried, what would people say about him? He lived in a very tiny town, as I said, hundreds of years ago. And he wanted to make sure that people would remember him for a really, really long time after he died. So he spent a tremendous amount of time thinking about it, thinking about what he could do that people would remember. And he decided at last to build a synagogue. And in the course of his planning, he decided that he wanted to keep everything about this synagogue a secret. He wasn't going to tell anybody. He hired builders who came from outside of the town. I don't think there were architects back then. Maybe there were, but that one came from far away too. Everybody who he hired and got involved in the synagogue project, and he built it sort of behind all these trees. So it was a tremendous mystery. And it took, oh my goodness. Has anybody here done a renovation in their house recently? Well, this one took forever, okay? It just kept going and people were getting impatient and what's it gonna look like? And can I just sneak around and see? And he managed to keep it a total secret until it was completely done. And he went to the town center, and the town people were so excited and so curious because this was going to be their synagogue. It's a funny thing not to know what your own synagogue looks like, except of course that happens all the time to us because we go to school somewhere other than our synagogue. But in theory, it's strange. What does your synagogue look like? And they got all excited. He met them in the town center, and he marched them behind the trees to see the most magnificent synagogue they had ever seen. When the people marched to the synagogue, it was late afternoon.
and they walked around the outside of it, and oh, it shone in the sun. It was beautiful. It was so gorgeous. You've never seen anything like it. Can you imagine what the synagogue looks like in your head from the outside? Yeah, what color is it? It's white. You think it's white because it's shining in the sun? Whitish blue. Ooh, I like those colors. And purple. Oh, this is a gorgeous. With silver and red. Oh, all of these colors. I want you to know that all of these colors are on the synagogue, and unlike when I paint them together, it looks amazing together. Okay, it is gorgeous. And then this nobleman, he brings the parade inside the synagogue, and the people keep falling off the chairs in the synagogue. It's a disaster. Okay. That's 3 today, just so you know. So sit on the right of your chair. The people come inside. Oh, it is gorgeous from the outside. This synagogue, even more magnificent inside. Can you imagine it? What do you think is in the synagogue? What do you think it looks like? It's gold. It's got lots of gold in it. Yeah, nice. What else? Oh, I mean everything. Oh, okay. Gold, stained glass. Yeah. Say that again. Dung? I don't know if that would have been inside the synagogue, but I appreciate that there's a place for everything in creation. So let's go with that. Yeah. I think it looked like what? It looked like Shir Tikvah. Is that not the most beautiful description of a synagogue ever? I agree. I wasn't actually looking for that answer, but I'm going to give you extra points for that one. Say it loud. Glass. Oh, with beautiful glass. Oh, beautiful glasses. Have you guys ever seen the trees that are stained glass that are part of Shir Tikvah sanctuary? I'll give you a hint. You're looking at it right now. If that is the most beautiful tree you've ever seen, and I think it might be the most beautiful tree I've ever seen. Oh, the trees in this place were gorgeous. And the people in the town were doing exactly what we're doing. They were going object to object and saying, this is beautiful, and that is beautiful, and that is beautiful. I can't imagine a more beautiful way to do any of these things. And during that time, the sun started to set. And all of a sudden, all of that, this is beautiful, started to change. And it got really quiet in the sanctuary. Like it just got really quiet here because you're all wondering what I'm going to do to the story. Okay? But instead of wondering, the people started leaning in and whispering to each other. And so that nobleman, all he heard was, and he would walk towards the person who would sit right up. And the nobleman would hear it over here. The nobleman couldn't quite get it, but there was definitely a problem in the congregation. Meanwhile, the sun is getting lower and lower in the sky. And finally, the nobleman decides he can't chase the rumors down anymore. So he sort of says, excuse me, I think I hear some murmuring, perhaps a complaint. Do you not like it in here? And you know what happened? Silence. No one responded. Until finally, a really brave kid, because kids are often the brave, raises their hand. And this kid says, it seems like something's missing. And the nobleman responds, well, I've got a Torah, and I've got a menorah, and I've got an ark, and I've got seats because you're sitting in all, and I have the lectern, and there's all this fancy stained glass, and there's a table, and all the things that I think you asked for are here. Well, the murmuring starts again. And finally, one of the parents is almost as brave as the kid, because often parents, not But often parents learn bravery from their kids, is what I'm noticing. And so this parent raises their hand and says, "Where are the lights?" It's getting dark in here, because now the sun is fully set, and we can barely see. How are we supposed to pray in the dark? Well, it seems like that nobleman forgot something, right? Actually, he says, look at the walls. There are brackets up and down the walls of this sanctuary. And he gave each family a lamp. He said, it's your job to light this lamp at home. And when you come to services, when you come to celebrate, when you come to be part of our community, you bring your light with you. Our community. And I gotta tell you, looking at you all seated here today, I have no doubt that this story is 100% true. Because each of you are the light that light up our community and light the ways for others. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.
That's a beautiful, beautiful story. You just look around this tent, look at the light in each other's eyes, and how lucky we are to be learning and singing with each other. It is a tree of life. Let's do it, you guys. It's a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. All right, you guys, last minute. Shalom, 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 shalom. All right, we know it is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. All right, take a deep breath. Let's sing it across the pond. Shalom, 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 shalom. Right, one last time. Shalom, shalom. Beautiful. So one of the things that we do together as a community is we pray for the healing of those who are sick in body or in mind or in spirit. And we say, may you feel better soon. And some of you have known, you've sent cards, especially when you're in fourth grade, and send cards to people. And it's one of the most beautiful things about being part of a community is that when you are not feeling well, you know you have a community around you to help you feel better. So we're going to sing a prayer called the Mishabera. And the one who blesses bring healing to our loved ones. And in a minute, I'm going to ask you if you have someone you'd like to add to that list. And first, I'm going to read the names of the people we're praying for as a community. So we send our healing prayers to Ed Snow, to Irina Kappus, to Patty Hill, to Amanda Hill, to Diane Podrachik, Steve Morris, and Andre Schuldenfrei, to Alana Ray David, Sharon Solomon, to Don Abrams and Bob Ruxon, Dan Ollendorf, Nancy Albert, Ayala Batkava Rakush Mual, Roberta Lasky, Debbie Gilman, Neil Daniels Midman, Erwin Lebo, to Michael Berman, to Simcha Ben Chaim David, to Anya Kabel, Carol and Hal Ober, to Sarah Kianowski, Angie Silver, to Debbie Sachs-Bouteau, to Joyce, to Stanley Roth, Super. Happy now. Is there someone in your life, someone in your heart that you'd like to send healing to? Ellen Cohen, I see you back there. Hold on. All of these names. Oh, yeah. For all of these loved ones, for all the people who are in our hearts, let's send this healing prayer out to them. You see the words up there on the screen. Please. The source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. With refuah, Shema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Raise your hand if you feel like maybe this whole world, this whole planet could use a little healing. We could use it, right? So I'm going to ask all of these beautiful, amazing, brave second and third graders to go back to your singing spot back there. And we are going to send out a prayer to the whole world. We say, one day, may there be peace. May all children live their lives in freedom. We say, we're going to start with some special Hebrew words. I don't know if we've ever done it, you guys, but it has the same tune. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Leshalom, Nahalidenu Malkeinu Lechayim. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Leshalom, Nahalidenu Malkeinu. All right, you guys, sing it out. Here we go. And thank God I'm breathing. And then I pray, don't take me soon, cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. It's they all lose when they feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood-drenched pavement, keep on moving though the water stay raging. And in this maze you can lose your way, your way. It might drive you crazy, but don't let it phase you, no way, no way. And sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around. All my life I've been waiting for, I've been waiting for people to say. All right, let's sing it, everyone. Hey, one day, one day. Stop with the violence, down with the hate. Someday we'll all be free and proud to be under the same sun, singing songs of freedom like one day, one day, one day. Yeah. One day, one day, one day. All right, let's end with Hebrew. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Leshalom. Round of applause for our praise. Another thing we do this week, it's every Friday night service, Saturday night service, whenever we get first service, is we remember those who are no longer with us, those who have passed on, because we want to keep them. We know they're always in our hearts, and so we say a prayer called Mourner's Tithe. And as a community, we remember those in our community who are missing their loved ones, who have died in recent days. And so still in this 30-day time, we remember Perry Minko, who's the father of Cliff Minko. We remember Phoebe Altman, who was the beloved sister of our Rabbi Emeritus, Rabbi Rick Meyerowitz, and Guy Hill, the beloved father of Jane Hill, father-in-law to Red, and grandfather of Paige Hazel. For a whole year, we remember our loved ones. So we're remembering tonight Gladys Schuker, Roberta Lipperman, Michael Stanley, Stuart Bay, Alistair, Claude Lieber, Ruth Superstein, Ken Blumberg, and Henry Wilson. And if there's someone you are thinking of tonight, please raise your hand to be their yard site, their year of their date, or just someone who's so close in your heart with diabetes. Yeah, love.
Hi, baby.
For all of these, oh, yep. So for all of these people, for all the people we love so much, we know you who are joining us online, we hope you feel here with us, for we know we're with you. For this prayer for the cottage, if you are able to stand without falling over, because we're all sort of heading this way, if you would stand in honor, or you can stand just in your body, in your heart, let you know you're standing, even if you can't stand right now. And the words are over here on our screen. We sing together.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroham v'yitmaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei v'kudisha v'riku v'elah mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata v'amiran v'alma v'imru amen Yehei shlama rabba v'shamaya Yehayim aleinu kol Yisrael Yivrucham Oseh shalom v'bracha Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Seated, family, that's how they memory before a lesson. We've come to the end of our service. How has it been for you? Just raise your hand if you'd like to have time for this. It's been kind of fun, huh? You guys, round of applause for our second service. So you guys, throughout the time that we had to be on Zoom together, remember when we did music on Zoom for all of those months? And you could only hear my voice for what seemed like an eternity because everyone had to be muted. This feels like such a celebration that we as a community can hear each other's voices without our masks on in this open air. It's such a joy to be with all of you. And once again, a big thank you to Dan O and Dan L for making this happen. One of the songs we sang when we were on Zoom for all of those months, we imagined that pretty planet of ours that we were not really able to get out into so much. And we said, this pretty planet, spinning through space. You're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy place. Singing for a minute, if you want to stand in your singing spot, that would be awesome. This is a three-part round. If we can do it, that would be awesome. It goes like this. This pretty planet, spinning through space. You're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy place. Golden sun going down, gentle blue giant, spin us around. All through the night, safe till the morning light. So that is the whole thing, you guys. What do you think? Should we try it one more time straight through? And then maybe we can break it down into a three-part round? All right, let's try it. Straight through all together. This pretty planet, spinning through space. You're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy place. Golden sun going down, gentle blue giant, spin us around. All through the night, safe till the morning light. All right, people that are not under the tent, you parking lot people, raise your hand over there. Will you? Will you start us off over there? Let's keep going. You're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy. Keep it going. Now we start. This pretty planet, heartbeat, you're a heart, you're a holy flame. Golden, following down, gentle moonshine, steer us around, all through the night, safe in the night. Good, that was beautiful. He is going to be on to a little from our Oleg Shabbat table, Shabbat Shalom.